Good morning. You're listening to the Friday Morning Show with your host, Chris Walters. Myself, I'm with my two good friends, Elliott Sanders and Cooper Smallage.
What's up?
Hey, how we doing, everybody?
We're all crammed in the small studio, so I apologize if it's hard to hear sharing a mic. But yeah, today's show is going to be about natural disasters and extreme weather events, and maybe some conspiracies.
Maybe.
It's just, Elliot and I were sitting at home one night just talking about like politics or whatever, and then we started watching this video about all these weird weather events, and it was like, why is nobody talking about all these weird disasters that are going on?
Well, and the weird part to me is that a lot of animals are getting killed, but like not in the sense that it's like, oh yeah, some deer got hit on the road. It's more like there are all these fish in this pond, and this has happened for 3 years, and it's really odd. And all the townsfolk are like, oh, we don't know what's happening. And it's like, does anybody know what's happening?
Yeah.
With all of those like mass deaths in like a lake or river or a concentrated area, it's always number one go-to is the devil. And then like 6 months later, they find out it was because someone was secretly like dumping lead into the river. It's like every time it's something like that.
Like a contractor's been doing some shady work.
Yeah.
Polluting it, and then they'll be like, eutrophication, and made the algae grow on top of the water, and it killed all the life forces in the bottom. It's like, oh, well, okay.
Well, that's not fun. I wanted devil.
It's all big business.
Yeah. Who knows, though? Like, really?
Yeah, so animal die-offs. There's been earthquakes, tornadoes, wildfires. There was this one town in Italy, I think it was called Monterreal or something like that. They had 3 earthquakes with magnitude of like 5.3, 5.1, 5.7, all within the span of like 2-3 hours.
That's brutal.
And they got covered in what is it?
Snow.
Let's see, 3 feet of snow.
Oh, jeez.
3 feet of snow.
Wait, is that like during the earthquakes?
Well, there was already a bunch of snow, and then
it snowed harder.
Yeah, and then okay, so then the earthquakes hit, and then like an hour and a half south, this ski resort got hit by an avalanche that was caused by the earthquakes.
I thought I was out to dinner with my girlfriend the other day, and I was, instead of actually conversing with her, I was watching the TV at the sports bar.
Okay. Yeah.
They weren't playing anything good, and there were just a bunch of pictures of people getting pulled out of a ski resort, and that must have been it. I was like, oh, what's going on?
Yeah, it was called the Hotel Rigopiano.
That hurt.
Yeah, looking at what?
Oh, I'm just thinking, like, imagine I'm at Sugarloaf, making turns, enjoying my day, and then I hear this rumbling noise.
Yeah.
Oh, why is everything shaking? Turn around. Oh, wow. Oh, that's an avalanche.
I feel like the worst person to be is the guy who like just got in from a wicked hard like double black diamond run, and he gets in and he's just, oh, thank God I've got this coffee. Oh God! Just a wall of snow.
You have to be triple X.
Yeah.
You got to outrun it, and then jump on the helicopter and fly away.
Yeah. Just looking at the pictures of the thing, that was crazy.
Oh, man,
it got leveled by this.
What was that town name? Monticello?
I don't remember the name of the town, but the resort was called Hotel Rigopiano.
Welcome to the
Hotel
crazy. Rigopiano.
It would be more Italian sounding.
Yeah,
I'm not Italian, so I can't.
I'd attempt it, but I don't want to sound ridiculous. That's just not going to work.
But yeah, I was reading a report about it, and they said that the search radius was so big that they found like mattresses, like hundreds and hundreds of feet away from the hotel.
Oh wow,
it was nuts. People just trapped inside.
So did it like?
This is a
Did
nice
it wreck
resort.
the condos? Like, did it get to the community area? You know, there's like a little village for most of the resorts.
No, it seemed pretty isolated. It looked just like a little isolated village, like on the
this place
on the bottom of a mountain.
It's nice though.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
All right, but
it was small though. Luckily, it wasn't like a huge thing. But there were like quite a few people who died.
When you Google it, the first thing that comes up is the Wikipedia page for the Rigopiano avalanche. So they've already got a whole Wikipedia page for that. And then right below it just goes, Hotel Rigopiano, temporarily closed.
Yeah, that thing's going to be closed for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely gone.
Well, we had our own mini avalanche here at UMaine a few weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No. What are you talking about?
The dome collapsed in. because
Oh,
all this-
yeah.
yeah, the dome
I kind
collapsed.
of caught wind of that, but nobody ever said anything
That's
more.
gnarly.
Yeah.
Wait, so how's that thing set up? So is it
So
air?
it's just a big, pretty much double thick canvas, and it's just pumped full of air, and they've got straps going over the top, and something happened and it collapsed.
deflated.
Yeah, completely. I was in it once when some idiot tried to go out one of the closed like vacuum sealed doors,
no.
busted it open, and you could watch it immediately
Oh my
started
God,
coming
that's
down.
terrifying.
It was like, what are you doing?
It's like opening the door to your space shuttle in outer space.
Yeah, like the
like we all get sucked out.
Martian show where he's sitting there and then his air hatch blows up and then his whole operation gets sucked out of his
Yeah.
head.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, that's bad for business.
Well, I guess intramurals are canceled.
Girls floor hockey canceled. Just list them off.
That would be all of them.
Boys, oh, they're all canceled. Oh jeez.
Yeah. Let's see, what else? Oh, there was also a series of 40 tornadoes that hit southern Georgia in a
Dude.
span of 2 days.
That's
Damn.
unreasonable.
Yeah.
Only trailer parks though, right?
That's like,
Well,
Is that
there was a trailer park that got leveled.
one?
yeah,
That's
like
impressive, I guess.
relocated into the woods nearby.
Yeah.
I guess the trailer park survival rate is getting better because back in the day they only used to hit trailer parks.
You know, it makes me wonder if they'll at some point adopt a more mobile form of living, where it's like, oh, you said tornadoes, okay, we'll move it to the forest already.
Well, they are called mobile homes, so
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, when your house isn't nailed to the ground, like a natural disaster is gonna tear you to pieces.
yeah, you got to get a security plan. You got to like winch your house into the ground temporarily with those auger screws.
Oh, yeah.
And then be like, I got this. No worries. That'd be cool.
The tree coverage saved a lot of people.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That's nuts. You said 40 in the span of 2 days?
Yeah.
Yo, that's
Oh,
like
that's-
tornadoes popping off every few
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane. Actually,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I
And-
think one of the biggest ones reached like 150 miles per hour winds.
wow.
Yeah, that's like, imagine getting hit by a car at 150 miles per hour.
Yeah.
Yikes. Or debris flying around and
Yeah.
150 mile an hour winds, like signs or something.
There are always those pictures after hurricanes of the signs just sticking through trees.
Yeah.
And now just imagine a storm where it's only wind. The hurricane or the tornadoes. No, I'm not going outside.
Yeah,
I'm staying
that's
inside.
Never going outside
was-
again.
One time.
Well, actually, sorry.
Go for
Sorry
it.
to cut you off. Actually, in the avalanche, the people who survived were the ones who were outside the hotel. The ones who were inside kind of got screwed.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got a building come down on you.
Yeah.
Or whatever's in it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like those cruise ship videos where they hit high seas and there's like pianos flying around in those giant rooms. It just makes me wonder, like, what are you guys still doing in that room? I'd go find one of those hatch doors where there are two doors in a hallway. Just wait it out.
What do you
down.
think's the safest place to be on a cruise ship when you think you're going down?
At home because you're broke.
Just don't take cruises.
Yes. Oh, there's one account where a ship sunk, and then they found the chef in the kitchen.
Oh
yeah,
it was like 3 days later.
Yeah, and it was like a little bubble inside of air. I mean, when that thing runs out, that's a pretty rough death. But still, I mean, you got like 3 days in the kitchen's quarters or
And
whatever.
they found him and saved him.
Yeah,
So
you just gotta keep
Smart
tapping
guy.
on the wall. Well, I think he's a lucky guy, honestly,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, that's what it is.
his whole room could have filled up with water, but for whatever reason, it didn't.
just
So, like,
trapped the air in
right,
there. And
half of it did, and like the way the doors were positioned or whatever was like, okay, you survived, and who knows who else survived in there. I just know that one guy was lucky.
I saw the video for that. There's the the head cam footage from the diver who found the guy, and it's terrifying. If I was that diver, I
Yeah.
could never be a diver because if I was that guy, that chef would be dead
Oh.
because it's just this murky video of going through and a sunk cruise ship.
Right.
So you're already dealing with a lot of ghosts.
Probably dead bodies.
And then it's you're just
A lot
like
of
going
ghosts.
through a hallway and you can barely see 2 feet in front of them, and you just start hearing like.
That is creepy though.
No.
Yeah.
And the diver's first instinct was like, there's someone alive, I've got to get them. My first instinct is like, Davy
Dark.
Jones is coming to get me, I'm out of here, peace.
I would think mermaid.
Mermaid.
Maybe a playful seal.
That'd be pretty gnarly.
Just kidding.
How to get in there? Mermaid's like, let's loot this thing. I got some snacks.
Ew.
Not
I've got some snacks, all these dead bodies floating around. Nutritious.
That's when nature takes over.
Crunchy on the outside, chewy on the end.
Gross. You eat human before? Keep resisting. You gotta tell us.
All right, let's play.
I'm a closeted
let's
cannibalist.
take a break before this gets too out of hand. Before you ruin your reputation, Cooper. We'll take a short break and then we'll come back talk more about weird natural disasters, extreme weather on the Friday morning show on WMEB 91.9 FM, Orono, Maine. These are our opinions, guys, and only our opinions.
Yeah.
On the Friday morning show, I'm here with Cooper and
Hey.
Elliott.
Hello there.
So we've been talking about natural disasters and extreme weather. Chile had the biggest forest fire in its history last week, or maybe I think it's actually still going.
To known date, yeah, it's still raging.
Yeah.
I don't think they can shut it. It's like they had a lava event, and then they also are having fires, and then I think recently, I don't know how bad it was, they had some rogue wave incident, and then also earthquakes. So they're really getting hammered.
All in Chile?
I think so. Well, the place is like that anyways, with like earthquakes, and then
It's right on a fault line, right?
Right, but that volcano exploded, and it didn't explode, but magma was coming out on the surface.
Is that where this fire started?
I want to say yes, but I'm not like 100% certain.
You see, I feel like natural disasters kind of compound on themselves. So let's say you're Chile. You get hit by a huge earthquake, right? 3 days later, lava comes up because the earthquake opened up the Earth's crust. That leads to forest fires. So there you got 3 natural disasters because of one. And then Japan gets hit by a typhoon.
Did that happen too?
No, not.
Oh,
but that's like the typhoon that hit a while ago
Uh-huh.
and did the Fukushima nuclear reactor.
Yeah.
That was because of an earthquake in Chile.
Interesting.
So I
what a world.
see in this article, it says in 2016, December 2nd, that's when they had those earthquakes that were rattling the volcano. So that was part of that. I think.
Chile forest fires. 43 detained for suspected arson.
Oh,
That's
there are levels to
interesting.
this.
You know
Yeah.
what? I also read a report on that avalanche in Italy. I read this report, and at the end, it was like the fire department, the chief of the fire department in that town was like, "We're going to investigate for any criminal activity." It's like, how do you cause an avalanche?
Well,
Yelling.
yeah. Yodelay, yodelay.
Careful, dude. Careful.
I think we got this. The dome, all that snow got covered. We're fine. Some guy though.
There's always suspected human interaction. Like even if it's a hurricane or the tornadoes, it's somehow,
I wonder if they're diverting our attention and they want us, whoever they is. They want us to think that there's no natural disasters. It's all caused by humans. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Somebody did this on purpose.
Who has the resources to do stuff like this on purpose?
Illuminati.
Freemasons.
Freemasons.
Oh. What if it's like the teachers' union?
Conspiracy theories are right. It's just we're wrong on who's doing it. Yeah.
You can't point the
It's
finger.
the International Retired Mailman's Association.
They're mad about something.
It's because they walk around all day and then they retire, and it's like you can't just stop walking around all day. You got to find something to do. So they
Gotta
go
stir
and-
the pot.
Yeah, exactly. Stirring it up.
Turns out it was a company. It was just Cheetos controlling it the whole time.
Oh,
Cheetos rules the
Diva.
world.
not the oil companies. It's not them.
No,
It's
of course not. It's
big.
never the
It's
oil
big
companies.
snack.
Yeah, the big snack.
Big snack. Telling you, man, when you arrange all the bags in the right order. I don't know where I was going with that.
I appreciate the effort.
Thank you.
You were talking about like mass animal deaths before.
Oh yeah, it was just raining dead animals in some areas of the world.
Ugh.
Huh?
Oh yeah. So yeah,
Do explain.
this isn't a one-time occurrence either. You
Oh.
think this is something that happened once and no one's ever heard of it again. It's a rare meteorological. How do you say that?
I don't even want to try
Meteorological?
now. Can I read it?
Just
Where
say it
is
fast
Right
and
there,
blur
it's
it.
right there.
Meteorological.
Yeah, exactly. Phenomenon. In which flightless animals fall from the sky, and it rained fish in Singapore in 1861. It rained snakes in China in 1860.
Oh God, that sounds
Snakes,
terrifying.
dude.
Yeah, in I think Minnesota, they had a few days where it dropped over like 6,000 dead frogs.
Wow.
And
Like for everybody.
no one's really sure how it is, but they think it's tornadoes.
That would be my best guess.
Right.
The
And
tornadoes
I know
suck them up, shoot them into the
meteorologists.
atmosphere, and then they just fall down eventually.
Huh.
So weird.
Yeah.
What a ride for those frogs.
I think they're dead.
Just
Probably
like
having the time of their lives.
hanging out in the swamps. and
Just
all of a
kicking it
sudden
at the
fly.
pad, and then
Yeah. What do you think is the weight limit for a tornado? Like,
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't expect it could pick up a cow, but like,
Right.
there's got to be like a dog or something. Like some of those trailer park people
yeah.
have those little rats
Yeah.
running around
Oh,
inside
yeah.
their house.
Yeah.
I think some of those things get sucked up.
I bet it could carry some little tiny dogs.
It's
I bet it could carry a cow.
raining
A tornado?
cats and
A
dogs.
tornado?
Maybe one cow.
Some back.
I mean, it could definitely flip a cow.
Sorry, there's a one cow per tornado.
There's a limit. There's
This
a
tornado
limit.
has exceeded its cow capacity.
Oh man.
You can't get anything done now with all this tornado regulation now. You can't even carry more than one cow per tornado.
If only we could put regulations on tornadoes.
That's what I'm saying.
We should work with the tornadoes.
Yeah,
Was
let's
that
try
what-
and get this. We don't need the UPS anymore. We just need to throw packages in tornadoes and they'd shoot off across the
I
country.
mean, the International
exciting.
Mailman Service are the people who are creating them
yeah,
anyway,
that's-
so
They're looking for alternative ways to quit walking around all the time.
They're just testing.
trying to make their jobs easier.
Yeah.
They're just really, really salty about having to walk everywhere all the time.
Not sinister, just salty.
Yeah, yeah.
They have good intentions.
Yeah. Benevolent Mailman Association.
No tornadoes ever started with bad intentions.
No. Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was walking outside and it just started raining dead animals. That would,
I would
be
think the worst
terrifying.
thing.
Yeah,
if it was all right, what's the worst animal that could
Spiders.
possibly come out of
Yo.
Spiders.
Oh my god, yeah.
Unanimous.
Yeah,
Unanimous.
I would
it.
hate that. Oh.
I'm just glad we live in an area that doesn't have actually poisonous spiders
Yeah.
or anything really.
Well, I've
Brown
talked to-
recluse live up here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're pretty rare though.
I work
I've never
for a
even
dude.
seen one before.
Well, so what happens though is say you are balling out on 2 levels and you have a house where you work and then you have a main like chilling out place summertime. Go back, take care of the property, whatever. You gotta like inhabit the place. So apparently all those like brown recluse will hang out in like people's clothing, which is just terrible, but or their bedding or like shoes, stuff like that.
Wow.
And so you come back and visit your chilling pad on the river, and it's near the river, so it's a little wet, and there's spiders hanging out in your clothes.
nah.
And I worked for a guy who like got bit by one like few days after I came in. Well, he went to the hospital and he was recovering for a couple days. We would have like worked for him sooner, but came back and the dude was saying, yeah, nastiest bite, nasty.
Ugh.
And it like I guess attacks your nervous system or blood or something. So it does damage, but kind of gross.
One of my roommates last year claims that she got bit by a brown recluse, but she was very casual about it.
I
And
don't think if you get bit by a brown recluse, that's
You
not.
know.
You're just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, want to
Look
see
at
my
that.
cool spider bite? Yeah.
It's itching and oozing. That's pretty rad,
Ew,
right?
ew.
Yeah, if there were raining spiders, I would like go insane.
Why do you think we hate spiders so much? I mean,
They're gross.
but they help us so much.
Oh, big time.
I mean,
And-
like the regular spider's not going to hurt you. It's there to keep like wasps and stuff out of your house.
Yeah.
Thank God it kills
Yeah.
mosquitoes, and I hate mosquitoes.
Well, and the thing is, too, wherever you are, you're like within an 8-foot circumference of a spider. Like, you're always near a spider.
Oh, God.
Never.
I gotta get out of this
never
room.
not near- yeah. And that's the crazy part.
Open the
It's
door!
because- Maybe it's because they're always around us. We just never see them until they're, like, right there. And the stark scariness of an 8-legged, 8-eyed.
It's the
freaking
eyes.
thing
For
coming
me,
at
it's the
you.
eyes with the fang. It's
I
just
think
creepy.
it's got a spider butt. That's what I don't like. The whole thorax. Isn't that what it's called?
The thorax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like that. That's just me.
Oh, I watched what was that? There was a movie really recent with Zach Galifianakis, and it's about him robbing a bank. It's based on a true story, and there's a scene where he's getting ready to run from the law down to Mexico, and so he has to eat spiders, and he ate a tarantula.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's Zach Galifianakis, so it's hilarious, but at the same time, he's eating a... I mean, it's a tarantula.
thinking
Like,
about
it's a
that.
huge tarantula.
Well, I feel like people around the world eat tarantulas, maybe.
Yeah, they definitely do, but
Like a
no,
nice
that's
tarantula
gross.
burger?
Oh,
We should
Probably
get some of those
don't.
for the Super Bowl.
Get a tarantula dog. They're long, yeah.
A
Tarantula
tarantula
dog.
dog.
I-
Just
no.
snap off a leg and you put a bun
if
around
I'm
it.
eating a tarantula, I'm making little like jalapeno poppers with its legs because I mean you cover anything in enough fried dough and cheese and it'll taste good.
You're right.
yeah,
That's a good
okay.
idea.
Hide everything in a deep fryer, baby.
Might make it bearable.
My heart disease can handle it. I'm ready. That's good.
Have you guys seen those dancing spiders?
No.
They're tiny, about the size of a penny, and they're the only spiders that are adorable because they've just got 2 huge eyes and then a bunch of little ones, so it doesn't look like they
Oh,
have
yeah,
8
yeah.
eyes.
More.
And they just go back and forth,
Like
waving their
like a
arms
crown.
on a branch.
That's pretty
Weird.
cool.
And I think they might be called dancing spiders. He's got it on YouTube, and they've got these iridescent colors on them. This one we're looking at has a blue thorax with yellow and red stripes on
So
it.
it turns out that's
Oh,
the
I
abdomen.
still am not a
I was
fan.
wrong.
Oh, the abdomen. That's
yeah, the
all right.
thorax is the part with
Look
all
at
the
its
legs
weird little
connected
mouth.
to it.
Yeah, they're called the peacock spiders, and it's obviously their mating ritual.
For all those who can't see, just look this up on YouTube.
Yeah, peacock spider 7.
Some more hard words. Some
Latin,
shit.
Latin. Maritus species.
It's
Wow,
like
that's kinda
air
cool.
traffic control.
Looks like a
going in
Pokemon.
plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some weird creature like that. What a weird world.
The cool jungle music in the background.
Whoa, and it lifted its like thorax thing
yeah,
up,
it
and it's
lifts
got
its
like a little
abdomen.
face on its.
Yeah. It's
Where
got
the colors
on
make
it.
like eyes and a mouth.
And I guarantee you that's covered in really cool, if you put a UV light up to it.
Oh,
Like, have you
yeah.
seen birds under UV light?
No.
Crows are purple, green, and yellow under UV light.
Yeah.
For some reason, and I bet that animal's got some crazy UV things.
Interesting.
You gotta protect yourself from that UV. Them things are always out flying around, like up in the clouds and stuff.
Oh, it looks like a little
UVs.
robot. Why is it moving?
Yeah, it
like
really
that?
does.
That's how it's its mating dance.
I had this weird thought one time that like insects, like bees and ants and spiders, they're all just kind of like little robots. Like they're little tiny like beings that are programmed to do like very simple things. You know, just like if I'm a bee, I'm just programmed to find the flowers and then come back to the hive and
Make honey.
you know, it's just
Certain
a very
that's- I mean,
very
yeah,
robotic
yeah.
kind of life.
Super true. I
Yeah.
never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
It's wild.
You want to hear a crazy fact?
Yes.
Pound for pound, ants outweigh humans 3-1.
Like total ants in the
Total
population
ants.
of the planet.
Total ants in the planet, total humans on the planet, they outweigh us.
Wow.
Pound
What?
for pound,
That's gross.
3-1.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
So
and they live
ants-
underground too. So
Yeah.
So
You don't
they're
even know.
everywhere.
What
Yeah.
else lives underground that we don't even know about?
worms, big old desert worms.
Like the
Land
the
sharks?
asteroid worm. Land sharks.
Great movie. It's a thing. Land
Oh.
shark. It's about a shark that swims on land and kills people.
Oh,
From the makers of Sharknado.
I was trying to do
Sharknado.
this evening.
Have you never seen that movie?
I have.
Okay.
That's when the sharks get lifted up in a tornado. And just
There's Sharknado, Sharknado 1, and then Revenge of the Sharknadoes.
No! Everything I've known in life is a lie! Wow.
Ghost Shark, that's another one.
Wow, there's a...
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus.
Wow.
The Sci-Fi Channel makes amazing movies. Every single one of them is made
You're
by
very
Sci-Fi.
well versed in these.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think I do at 1 a.m.? It's homework,
I don't know,
studying, sleep.
Like a normal person.
Right. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I got Sharknado.
Yeah. Got too many weird parts of the internet to be exploring.
Oh, is it called sand sharks or land sharks?
Oh, it might be.
There are two.
There are two?
Yeah.
There's a movie I haven't seen?
Yes. You need to update your calendar, sir.
Yeah, Sand Shark. Every single one of them has a girl in a bikini in the picture.
Of course. How else are you going to sell sand shark
Yes.
to people?
You can't entice them with the sharks. That's just not going to work.
No one wants to see a shark in a bikini.
Sharkini.
All right.
That's a great
Cooper, you said
marketing.
you were exploring the deep part of the internet last
Oh, there
night?
are some weird, not the deep web, but like
Okay.
the weird part of the internet.
About weather conspiracy theories?
Yeah, so
All
I'm
right.
on this
Yeah,
website.
let's take a break,
All right.
and then we'll talk about that.
Definitely.
Yes.
And we're back on the Friday morning show on WMEB 91.9 Orono, Maine. I'm Chris Walters. I almost messed up my last name.
I'm Cooper. Smallage.
Call me Elliott Sanders.
All right. That'll do. That'll work.
Yes.
I'll call you that. So, where did we leave off, Cooper?
I believe we're about to get into what I call the real life. You guys are about to have the wool pulled away from your eyes.
Oh.
Wake up, sheeple.
Are you talking talking about conspiracy theories?
You know it.
None other.
Enlighten us. I need to be more informed.
All right, so we all know that you can't trust media today.
Wait, fake news? Is
Yeah,
that where we're
fake-
going?
Alternate news, yes.
Okay.
There's one site left standing, covertgeopolitics.com,
Okay.
with the headline today, U.S. Air Force admits they can control the weather.
All right. Tell me more.
Apparently, the United States Air Force and DARPA have a observation center, they're calling it, in quotations, in Alaska called HAARP, H-A-A-R-P. And they say it's for research and experiment, but no.
No?
No. In
What is it
reality,
Tricky.
they're controlling the weather.
Are they the ones creating the tornadoes?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Apparently, Lisa Murkowski is the whistleblower. I don't know why she gave her actual name, because this
yeah.
seems like a really big thing to be.
Murder. You did.
But, they dismantled $300 million high-frequency active auroral research program. That's HAARP. This summer. And this is their plan. This is what they were doing with it. They were using the chemtrails from jets,
Okay.
if you know what that is.
Yeah, like the little streams in the sky that
Yeah,
follow the
that's not just
things.
condensation, that's actual, they're spreading chemicals in the
Yeah.
air. And what that's doing is reflecting the sunlight, the
Uh-huh.
UV radiation, back up into space. So we're controlling weather that way.
Okay.
And that's just the first part.
Is that by accident?
No, that's on purpose. They're
okay.
spraying that because they know what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
I'll get to that.
Okay.
Second, they're using fake oil platforms to spew more of this stuff into different areas where planes don't normally go, reflecting more light. Now, in the third step, they use space mirrors.
Okay. What's a space?
It's a tough sell right
I
now.
mean, what do
Yeah.
you think a space mirror is? It's a giant mirror in space. That's what it says right here.
Okay, so it's like a big old magnifying glass, and that's how they're starting forest fires.
Exactly.
Like, we're just the ants running around on the ground, and they're
You know it.
burning us alive.
You know it. And so because of this, they can control what areas are heated and cooled with removal or concentration of sunlight,
Okay.
and therefore cause weather disturbances that they can calculate. They can calculate it,
Yeah.
and they know that it'll start a hurricane in certain areas or tornadoes in certain areas.
Do you think they're melting the polar ice caps too?
The polar ice caps aren't melting. That's the conspiracy. You know, global warming's its own conspiracy, right?
Oh my god.
You don't spend enough time on this part of the internet, man.
I don't.
CovertGeopolitics.com, the last true news there is out there.
So I heard an alternate version of this.
I want to hear this, yeah.
And it's a kind of like a synopsis of the latest Joe Rogan. I don't know if it's latest, but it was 9/11, believe it or not. And the man had, he had none other than Alex Jones on there and Eddie Bravo. And these guys are all conspiracy fiends, basically.
Yeah.
So, he mentioned something along the lines that contrails aren't a big thing. It is. It's just condensation made by jet planes, and that has nothing to do with it. But what they do have to do with it is like this display on your computer shows, like all the clouds and stuff will reflect all this like radiation they're putting in the atmosphere back into the upper atmosphere, and they're using that to concentrate. I think it's like concentrate air currents and manipulate the clouds and do stuff like that to get weather to go on in certain areas. And so they were saying that all the news arrays they have around, so those weird geodesic domes sitting up on platforms, they're usually used to send radio waves or frequencies, for whatever, like satellites and communication, stuff like that. But they're using them, and they can ramp them up and use a bunch of juice and then start manipulating weather patterns. And I don't know what, mechanism they use to do this, but they're all over, and people don't realize, those aren't just weather arrays. Like, if you look and you see some of the ones that are on Hawaii, they're big.
Yeah.
And it's what do they need to be so big for? We're just we have radio towers that do the same thing, and they're not giant. You don't see you don't see massive dishes on those, but they're still transmitting quite a range.
Are the ones in Hawaii observation centers? Because I know there's huge observation centers in Hawaii to see
but those are enclosed. So you'll see a telescope. You need a giant mirror and you need a big column to put it in, and then it reflects the light such that you get a magnified image of whatever you're staring at.
All right.
So those are observatories, and they're very much different than the arrays.
Okay.
Yeah, because the arrays are like dishes, and the dish has that signal booster at the end or whatever.
But like what I've got in my house to
like your
watch TV.
Yeah, your DVR dish satellite deal. But those are small. I mean, I don't know. That's just what I heard. If you want, listen to the podcast.
I definitely will.
Yeah.
All right. But my question is, how are they manipulating the weather? What's the purpose of that?
So, I think in this article, so I done did my own research. Just can know this thing says geopolitics.co, by the way. So I think
it is .co.
It's a different domain than a U.S. website.
Yeah, this is a .co too. I just put an M in.
So
my bad.
They said the U.S. attacked the Philippines with HARP. I wonder if the Philippines is undergoing some serious natural disaster right now. But I don't know, because think of Tesla. Back in the day, how he was all scientific inclined, and he said something about how we don't have to use conventional electricity the way they were going. The whole planet could be converted into a giant, I guess, atmospheric battery or something like that. So it's not insane to think that we're capable in some way of, manipulating some ions in the atmosphere.
I don't doubt it at all. I mean, 20 years ago, a computer could barely fit in a room, right? And now everybody carries one in their pocket.
Well, and it's
always forget that.
Think of things like back in the 60s, they were able to use radar, sonar, radio waves. They had rockets going into space in the 60s, 70s or something.
I think probably even the 40s they were, or 50s they were sending stuff into space.
And how far along are we now? Almost 70 years of technology, advancement, and we have tiny freaking computers with the processing capabilities that are ridiculous sitting in our laps, 10-hour battery life and stuff like that. So it's just even if it's not consumer product yet, who's to say we don't have some technology out there that's just wicked intense?
Definitely.
Like,
I mean, we as the citizens won't get the best technology ever because the government will get something better and then give us the outdated stuff.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like it's a cost game. I mean, it'll sit on a shelf until they can market it and make it like, you know, a product and like manufacture it. But who's to say think
of all of the tech. I bet there's so much great technology that's come out that would really improve our life, our quality of life, the quality of our society. But I feel like a lot of people who are making money on current technology might not want that stuff to come out. You know what I mean? I can't think of any examples off the top of my head.
I can. Maybe, solar energy, right there.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
Exactly.
Solar energy has almost limitless possibility. You can make a ton of money off of it if you were to go buy a ton of area. Developer, you buy a huge area of land, put a ton of solar panels there. I mean, think of all the money the oil companies could make if they just diverted their energy or their your resources into it. But because oil is good now and that's what's been happening, they're just going to stick with it. Yeah. And so that's why I used to think, no, we'll always have the best. Like, someone will be smart enough to get to the best, but people hate change. Everybody hates change.
Oh,
especially the people who are making the money.
Right. But that's the thing with hemp and cotton back in the day. Like when they were using hemp like crazy. The first Levi's were made out of hemp, and the reason they quit making them is because cotton industry was taking big hit in the wallet, and they were freaking losing their minds about it. So they decided, how else can we essentially demonize this product that's better than ours? Let's associate it with a drug. And then a subset of people they did not like, which were the Mexicans who were coming up from the South. So they demonized Mexicans with marijuana and used that to essentially get rid of hemp. Yeah. And it was just like,
it was all marketing, unfairly.
Right.
I mean, people say this is why conspiracy theories have just that edge that you're maybe because crazy stuff does happen. I mean, money does influence the way we live our lives in such a way, and what we think and what we feel. Yeah. And a good chunk of that is just because of a lot of diamonds. A diamond ring. Before 1940. You had a gold wedding band. That was it. There was no such thing as an engagement ring. And then De Beers Diamond Company was like, they have a monopoly. They have 100% monopoly on all diamonds. And they said, we need to sell more diamonds. So they did a huge marketing campaign about, if you want to marry a girl, it's traditional to get her an engagement ring, even though that had never happened before. And they arbitrarily, there's a story that the CEO of De Beers came up with the 5-month salary by rolling a die. He rolled a die and said, 5 months salary, that's how much you should pay for a ring.
No kidding.
Yep. Diamonds, to this day, De Beers sits on, I think, 80% of the world's diamond stock to artificially drive the prices up.
What?
That's so crazy.
That's a huge thing.
And still today, everyone wants an engagement ring.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the thing. So I heard back, in the old times, the reason to get an engagement ring was if the woman was widowed, she would have some resources she could, use to stay on her feet. And that was kind of maybe a benevolent version of the reason to get.
You get a diamond ring. So if you die, she can sell it.
And back in the day with the draft and wars on a larger scale with smaller people, population-wise, it seemed legit. It seemed reasonable. But that was what I had heard to justify it.
That's smart, but anyone who has a lot of money, I challenge you to go to Days Jewelers, get a nice diamond ring,
and then go and sell it back.
The next day, take it to a different diamond company, I don't know, any other jewelry company. They'll buy it back at probably about a quarter to 50% of what you paid for it. Because that's what it's honestly worth. It devalues the minute you buy it. It's worse than cars.
Oh, man. The more you know.
Imagine 40, 50 years in the future, we're going to look back on on this time and be like, you know what, they were controlling the weather and we knew it all along.
Right. Well, the weird thing is it takes crazy people to dig into to essentially want to find that kind of stuff out. Yeah. And the problem is a lot of them are not I guess, with it enough to sit and say all the information in a very like calm and controlled manner, and instead you get the guys who are fanatics and they want to freak out. Oh, they're controlling the weather,
And then it's
you
just,
know what's happening? Yeah, like, and then how come you can't believe this? It's like, well, you're kind of spouting some crazy stuff right now.
They're the ones that, because they'll lump in the actual conspiracy theory, like that's really happening with lizard people and the Illuminati. You know, that's you got to trim around the edges.
Trim the fat. This is
polish up your repertoire of conspiracy theories that you're going to present to me.
Make a PowerPoint.
Have you guys heard the lizard theory?
What do you say?
Have you guys heard the lizard people theory?
I've heard of it. Like, Obama is a lizard shapeshifter.
No, the whole theory is that the human race is controlled by a advanced race of aliens that are lizard people. They look like us except they're lizards, and they shapeshift into every political leader. So every really, really rich billionaire, lizard person. Every superstar, lizard person.
This is an interesting metaphor.
My cover is blown.
Oh God! You can't see it, but he's transforming.
Well, it's 9 o'clock, guys.
Dang, that last minute went by quick.
It did. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey, man,
had
thanks
some
for having us.
interesting conversation as always, and we always touch on some kind of conspiracy. Maybe that'll just be a theme now. Take like the last
Friday morning
15
conspiracies.
minutes. Whatever we're talking about, just find a conspiracy about it.
Oh, we can do it. If we can't find them, we'll make them.
Yeah. Hey, that's fun too.
So this has been the Friday Morning Show with your host, Chris Walters, my guest, Elliott Sanders,
Thanks,
Cooper
Chris.
Smallage.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, on WMEB 91.9 Orono, Maine. So on Saturday, we have the Orono Flow Mini Fest, which I think is presented by WMEB. It's 4 to 11 this Saturday, February 4th. Tickets are $5. There's going to be art and music, and I went last time, had an awesome time. I think the lineup is great. They have about like 8 bands and acts performing. Definitely gonna attend if you two are interested.
Yeah, that sounds like fun to me.
What? You can talk. What?
No, never mind.
Okay. And then WMEB is also hosting an acoustic unplugged session in the North Pod of the Memorial Union at the University of Maine. It's free. 7 p.m. February 8th. There's going to be coffee and chill vibes.
Chill vibes. Woo!
All right. Thanks for joining us. Hope you join us next week at 8 a.m. for a Friday morning show.
Have a good weekend.